Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have Chanel's new Tweed collection. This is a very highly anticipated collection and it really is gorgeous. I went ahead and created this look today using one of the palettes. If you guys want to see a full review of Chanel's new Tweed collection, my thoughts as well as what I chose from this collection, then please continue watching. Are probably the most anticipated palettes of the year. I was going to purchase all 4 of them, but when I saw that they retailed for $88 a piece, I felt that I really needed to target the ones that I will use the most. And I thought honestly it would have been the purple type of palette, but all of the shades kind of looked very similar, something that I already have. So I really wanted to go for the ones that either I don't have shades of or the ones that I'm going to use quite often. The first palette that I chose was the #1 palette, and this one is the brown type of palette. It is gorgeous, and honestly the best thing about this collection is the sleeve. When Chanel adds fashion to their beauty range, it's always one of the best collections that they ever create. But look at this sleeve, it is gorgeous. This is a classic Chanel tweed that Chanel is very known for, and inside they just have a layer of Chanel, kind of much like lining underneath clothing. So thoughtful, so amazing. I think this is such a beautiful touch. And then the palette. This is so gorgeous. I feel like out of the 4, this palette over here really defines the kind of tweed mesh that they added to these palettes. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I don't feel like the camera is going to do this palette justice, but I'm going to try my best to get shots so that you guys can see the beautiful embossment of these palettes. I felt like this palette would probably be my favorite and one that I would wear the most over the fall and winter season. I just had to go for this one. The second palette that I went for was #3. I was kind of going back and forth between this one and the purple shade, but I ended up going for this one. The sleeve, so pretty. Look at it. And I love that each one of the palettes kind of have a different type of sleeve. Again, the lining, this is so gorgeous. I love this. The reason why I went for this one is because I don't have these shades in my collection. I don't really go for these kind of shades, but this is such a fall palette. It's so pretty. So gorgeous. I do want to dedicate 2 separate videos for each one of these palettes. I do want to create a full look rather than doing one on each eye. I just feel like that is not going to do these palettes justice. For this video, I am going to do a full look on palette #1, and then I will do the other palette in a separate video. First off, we are going to go ahead and do some swatches. This is actually a pretty pigmented palette. So these are swatches of palette #1. Gorgeous, so creamy, so pigmented, just an overall beautiful palette. I went ahead and swatched palette #3, and as you can see, it's not as pigmented. Even the brown shade in there kind of looks similar to palette #1, but palette #1 is just more intense. But definitely very 2 different palettes. Of course, you don't have to use the entire palette, but I'm going to go ahead and do that just because I do want to show you this entire palette on the eyes. I'm going to pick up this taupey shade and just put that all over my eyelid. That is such a beautiful shade. It can honestly just be used on its own, just like this, and you're good to go. Very beautiful. Next, I'm going to pick up this darker shade, and we're just going to blend this on the outer corner. Ooh, this one is very dark, so definitely a little bit goes a long way. This is such a beautiful palette. I am in love with these shades. They blend so beautifully. I went ahead and just put a little bit of that darker shade underneath my eye, and it just gives such a sultry type of look. Next, we're going to pick up this shade here, and we're just gonna go ahead and put that right in the middle. I love that sheen that this shade gives. It's so pretty. Definitely blends so well with the other shades. And now, of course, for the highlight shade, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pick that up with my finger and just put that right into the inner corner. This palette is honestly so stunning. Just very, very beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some mascara and eyeliner off camera, and I'll be right back. So there's the eyes all done, and it's stunning. It honestly is just stunning. Just a very classic, sultry type of eyeshadow look. Very beautiful. Just really nice for an evening out. This palette is definitely a must-have. So I haven't tried the other one, but I definitely feel like this one is definitely a must-have. I'm going to add some blush. This one is in Peach Rose, and this is from last year's collection, I believe. But I think it'll go very beautifully with this look. For lipstick, we are going to add a Demi Matte. This is from the new collection, and I have been loving the shade. And that is the finished look using palette number 1 in the new Tweed collection. It is honestly so gorgeous. I did anticipate that it was going to be gorgeous, but I love this palette so much. I cannot wait to try the other palette, and it is quite tempting to buy all 4, but I feel like this is just such a special collection. If you really need to choose at least one, I really think this one would be it, just because I feel like it's so wearable. You probably do have these shades in your collection already, but just because of the beautiful embossment on this palette and just the sleeve, just how Chanel really put together this collection and made it so unique, it really is timeless. And that is my review of the first palette in the collection. I will go ahead and do a separate video for palette number 3. I know a lot of you really are eyeing out this collection, so I hope this video really is making it a little bit easier for you to kind of choose which palette you want to choose, or if you want to choose all 4 of them. They really are stunning, and I don't think anyone will regret them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.